Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to today's YouTube video, deck profile and interview. I'm here with Adrian Gonzalez. He did something incredible today, by the way, or yesterday, in fact. But he did something incredible. He literally topped an event with some of the best names in Yu-Gi-Oh! With Zoodiacs in 2020, guys. I don't know if you guys can imagine, but here is the list. It's a pure Zoodiac build, and I'm super excited to showcase you this deck profile and have you hear his thoughts and his thought process behind like the cards he played. There are cards in here that are like super spicy, and so without further ado, we'll get right into it. Anyway, guys, this is Adrian. What's up, Adrian? How are you doing, man?
What's up, Peck? Thanks for having me.
So I guess what were your matchups like?
All right, so it was 8 rounds of Swiss.
Yep.
I lost 1 match to combo.
Okay.
I played 3 other combo and 4 Eldritch.
Oh wow! So you literally played like the meta. You played like Eldritch and like Rock deck, pretty much.
Yeah.
And dang.
How good's the Eldritch matchup?
It's actually awful. Like, if anybody that saw a Farfel streams saw me got 2 ults super fast, that's normally how it's supposed to go. Like, if I play anybody who understands how my deck plays and like actually knows how to use Eldritch too, you just get bodied like 70% of the time.
Yeah. And so
guys,
you
have to draw answers.
Yeah. And so guys, today I have a special guest actually here with me. So I have Karibo Overlord, aka John Wilkin, who also topped this. Yeah, of course, anytime, man. So he also topped this LCS, and then we're just gonna do a interview together, essentially. And so, yeah, he did really well. I mean, if you think about like the Eldritch and like the Adamantium matchup, like he literally made top cut. What was your ending Swiss record, by the way?
I was X1, so
X1.
7-1.
Wow, that's insane. That's insane, man. So what was your one loss in Swiss?
It was to a combo player. It was the dude that ended up getting first. So he's basically the dude that you never want to play again.
Yeah. Nah, he was. Yeah, I did a deck profile on him too. Absolutely the nuts, man. He has some spicy cards in his deck too. But I guess we'll just start. Get right started with your main deck choices. So 3 Ash, 3 DD Crow. Was this like the right call for you? You think?
The 3 Ash, yeah, obvious, and then the 3 Crow. Was 1 because Salad can be pretty annoying to deal with. 2, it hits every Eldritch card, so you don't always hit the same card. You just hit like what you need to hit at that point.
Right.
And it also hit the follow cards of Adamantium. Because normally just popping their normal summon ends their turn unless they have a follow-up in the form of or Analyzer. So being able to banish the science target was really crucial.
Yes. And then you have the one of Pankratops in the main. So how does this card perform? Yeah. Oh God, yes. Let's go. So how does this card do?
I didn't draw it too much. But so like, the idea behind it was, again, I built this deck 30 minutes before I had to turn it in.
Okay. That's
so
amazing.
I had 11 hand traps with, instead of the 1 Pankratops, 2 Veilers. But I was talking to my brother and I was like, I don't want to side more going first back row removal, such as heavy Stormbusters, because I wanted to side the triple evenly.
Yeah.
So I swapped out the Veilers for 2 MSTs, and then like MST doesn't do the same thing that Cosmic does.
Right.
So my brother was like, well, if you're going to play 2 MSTs, play the 1 Pank instead and make it 41. Because it also deals with cards like Mechaba and stuff like that.
Right.
And
because you can force out an interruption. Like, you would force Mechaba to, like, discard Alistair from hand, etc. So it's, like, really nice.
Yeah. It also, like I feel like Conquistador probably is, like, rough. And if you're able to just get the Pankratops, it's just basically acts as, like, a 4th Cosmic Cyclone, I'd assume, to make your play go through.
Right. And next.
Yeah, so
another
cool thing about the Pankratops is since your ending board is normally just 1 Dryden. Like, it's really easy to get over that. So your opponent's gonna have a monster and you're not gonna have a monster.
Right.
So on the next, you have it already in your hand, or if you draw it for turn, it's not dead.
That's true. Because they'll eventually get rid of your Dryden, so you can just special pank, normal summon, like, I don't know, Thoroughblade, and then, alright, Dryden's back. Here you go, guys. Yeah, makes sense. Alright, man. And, bro, the next card, man, Zoodiac Bunny Blast, bro. Are you, like, a waifu fan, bro? Like, what is this card, man?
Bro, literally, the best card in the Zoo deck right now.
Yo, the best card? Yo.
Yeah, this card replaces, like, Broadbull. It's like a bootleg Broadbull.
Okay. So explain to people what this card does and why this card is good.
Alright, so when it's destroyed by battle or card effect, it adds back any Zodiac card, even Barrage, which is actually crazy.
Oh, that's nice. Okay.
So, the first week of testing this deck, I found myself either needing to draw a lot of monsters to continue playing, or try to find a way to be able to add back monsters to my hand. And I like faintly remember that there was 2 cards in the deck that did that, just like Ram, except one shuffle to the deck, which is Catarus, and then Bunny Blast at the hand.
Okay.
So, the 3 starters with Tenki and 1 rat to send the Bunny Blast allows you to Chakanine and back, and then you slap on Borbo and Chakanine specifically. Chakanine instead of Tiger Mortar. There's a reason. I'll get to that.
Okay.
And then you slap on Dryden. And then you ask your opponent if it's okay to leave the main phase. That way you play around Nibiru, because if they Nibiru you there, you can just change the Dryden to pop Bunny Blast and add back rat. So during the end phase, you pop the Bunny Blast and you add back rat. And then on your following turn, you're able to normal summon the rat again as a follow-up. And then you send the combo to shuffle back all your resources.
Bunny Blast makes sense. That card sounds insane because you can keep adding back rat. So the next cards you have are Ram. So explain to me Ram and why this card is good.
So Ram is the card that lets you combo with Dryden again. Instead of being able to add back cards, you just push onto your opponent's board with Mega Clubs and like the Romadol or Mrs. Radiant.
Oh, okay, gotcha. And so, Mega Clops, man, that card is insane. And so you're saying that Ram is that a 1-card Mega Clops, or?
You need to send it with Rat or Thoroughblade, or for it to already be engraved.
Okay, gotcha.
So drawing it itself isn't like good, which is why it's a 2-of. It's like it's important, but since I played 3 Desires, but it's not good to draw. If that makes sense. Like your actual starter cards like Rat, Tenki, Thoroughblade.
Okay, gotcha. And then, man, the 1-of Rat, this card, man.
That card is still insane.
Yeah, this card is insane. This card needs to go back to 3, right? I was kidding.
If that card goes to 3, so much crazy stuff would happen.
Yeah.
It's like a 3 XCs and a Link tree. It's crazy.
And so this is the 1-card Mega Clops, right? And the Mega Clops is like it's not outable by like the Rock deck usually, so that's like just like FTK unless they play like I don't know what the rank 4 Castell, I guess, right? Is like just insane out.
It really is.
And then you have the 3 Thoroughblades, so this card is like pretty standard, right? You have to play this card at 3. It's like a starter.
Yeah, so like not only does it discard the Ram and the Bunny Blast if you happen to draw it, which lets you cycle better. But also, since you're playing so many like normal summon starter cards, being able to have a searchable discard draw 1 is really good for that.
And it increases your chances of seeing your side deck too, which is always super nice.
Yeah, for sure.
And then the 3 of Whiptail, man. This card is like so annoying. I keep banishing my lords.
So again, the first week of testing, the Whiptail actually seemed really, really weak. I don't know why. Maybe I just didn't draw it enough. But like this past week during testing for this event, this was amazing. And then since you don't add it with Broadbull anymore, your opponents just attack blindly into your Dryden and you just banish something.
Yeah.
So it's which is funny to say, but Deep Prison's pretty good, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's
I
exactly.
see a lot of people playing like lower zoo counts, like no Bunny Blast and like 2 Whiptail, so they play like 8 zoo monsters. Why'd you want to play the 10, like the higher zoo count?
Consistency, really. You'd be surprised, even with 14 starters in the 41 deck, when like after quick calculations is like 90%ish chance of you opening at least one, you still break.
Yeah.
So I never.
Yeah, that makes sense. Like you just want to be able to like, you don't want to just pass on traps, right? You want to see at least a zoo card.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And then 3 has Cosmic Cyclone. How did this card perform for you in this entire tournament?
This card was also just insane.
Yeah.
Like that'll be a common theme in my deck. My deck is like Trident with like a bunch of insane cards behind it.
Yeah.
So like Cosmic, you against Eldritch, you hold it for the Conquistador.
Yep.
Specifically, a lot of the times, either that or the Golden Land.
Yeah.
Continue spell.
Yeah, Eldritch.
So hitting either of those is like really crucial and really hurts the deck because that's how they try to deal with your Mega Clops and your Trident.
Yep. Okay,
Then also just really good. So
yeah, because like Conquistador is like one of the ways like the Eldritch deck outs like Mega Clops, and so effectively if you get rid of all their Conquistadors, then like they literally have no out. Because or they would have to make like a rank 10 play to like get big enough to beat over the Mega Clops or something like that, or like make the Sky Palace to kind of out it. But it's like getting to that point. Yeah, make Libe, Sky Palace, but like to get that much resources while you're constantly getting Dryden or like Cosmic Cyclone, it's not easy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
That play was just to like Strike, Judgment, Warning, Crow, all those hand traps just stop that play like the Mega Clops.
Yeah. And then, so the 3 Tangy, this is like obviously just like a starter card just to like increase your consistency. But then, bro, the 3 Pot of Avarice, man. Was this card like insane for you all weekend or what?
Again, insane cards with Dryden.
So like the thing I see with Avarice is like a lot of people claim that card is like a huge brick. Like what were your thoughts on it? Like have it bricked you at all like during the tournament, or was it just a card that you were always continuously resolving?
That was a card I was honestly always continuously resolving. Like people that say it bricked is because they want to resolve it turn 1, which is just absolutely incorrect. They're thinking they want to kill with Zoo. I'm like, no. Very rarely can you put out 8,000 damage on your first turn of being able to attack. So just relax, hold it in your hand. You'll eventually be able to use it. If they don't have this item, put the 5 monsters in grave. That's a really good thing. So I don't see why they get mad at it.
Yep. And then you have the 3 Pot of Desire. So how did this card do for you?
Card's insane. It says draw 2.
Yeah. And you're playing a bunch of 3-ups, right? So.
Exactly. And then just like cute tech 1-ups basically in my deck with a bunch of 3-ups.
You're right. I mean, of course, you have to play Zoodiac Barrage at 1, man. You don't want to chat. Yeah. So Zoodiac Barrage. So this card, did you draw it a lot this tournament?
I drew it twice and I won both of those games. So the win rate of that card is 100%.
Yeah. So like, what's the combo with Barrage? Like, what's the best board you can make? What's like the best hand you can draw, like combo wise? Like Barrage Rat or?
Yeah, it has to be Barrage Rat. Unfortunately, Barrage by itself is just like drawing Ram by itself. It doesn't do anything.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, but it is definitely the best like extender, the best combo starter. Yeah.
Yep. And then Impermanence. So was this card as good, or like, because I know some people were like debating whether or not they would cut this card from their list just because it was like not as good against Eldritch. So what were your thoughts on Impermanence, and like how did it do for you?
Well, in my main deck, I like having 9 hand traps and like a control deck, and then being able to have 12 hand traps ish post side, which in this case is the triple dark ruler.
Yep.
But Imp was really good in like dealing with monster effects of rogue decks, but versus Eldritch Emancipator.
Yep.
Well, versus Emancipator is like okay.
Yeah.
And then versus Eldritch is just awful.
Yeah, it's just awful.
So,
yeah.
One of the changes I've already made to the deck was I cut one of the impermanences.
Yep.
Put it in the side and took out a different dimension ground.
Yep.
And then replaced it in the main with a Monster Reborn, just to have like more.
Okay. Just because like you get disrupt on your normal summon a lot. Anyone who plays against Zoo knows that. So being able to extend past the normal summon is like critical for you to still end up on some sort of board presence. That makes sense.
Yeah.
And then, bro,
especially if like against Outlet, if their only really negate is like a Conquistador, and you're able to just have the extender, sometimes just it can really put in the work.
Yep.
Yeah.
And bro, man, the Solemn Brigade, like no joke. So explain to me your ratios for the Solemn Brigade that you have right here. The 2 Solemn Judgment.
All right, so the 2 Judgment is because I wanted something to save myself from like Lightning Storm evenly if I ever had to.
Yep.
Because even though you have a lot of trap cards and a lot of cards you're able to set, you never actually set that much because you also have hand traps.
Yep.
And then fighting itself is an interruption. So in a situation like that, you don't lose to evenly or Lightning Storm. So the Judgment is just an interruption rather than a protection card. And I wanted to have the protection card aspect of it in my deck somewhere, in case I did drop settable cards.
And then
happened.
And then right here you have 3 strikes. So why did you max out on strike, not max out on judgment? I'm sure some people are probably thinking this.
Yeah, so strike is the best one going second.
Yep.
And again, a lot in testing. Whenever I drew a strike, which before was at 2 in my list, and it was triple warning.
Yep.
I would find myself realizing that had that strike been any other card, that would lose. Then it was specifically because I lost the Dyro or something like that.
Gotcha.
Or just went. So I just wanted it in my list. Also helps you break boards.
Yeah.
Like, why not?
And then, so 2 warning, was this card as good for you? Because this is something that people have been debating ever since warning came back to 3. So how did Solemn Warning perform?
Warning was insane. Again, it was at 3 at first, but for the reasons I explained before, I cut it down to 3 and replaced it. cut it down to 2 and replaced it with the 3rd.
Gotcha. And so is this something like you just do inherently off the first summon of like the rock deck, for example? Like the first thing they summon, you just automatically negate it?
Well, you try to pop it first.
Oh, okay.
Because they're following the sign. So.
Okay. Gotcha. That makes sense.
I think that driving this deck especially is just crazy against like the rock decks. So I've had times where I just went Conquistador off their summon and they can't really do anything. So if you have Dryden plus like any Solemn or like any like one interruption, it's very hard for that rock deck to play through it. I can imagine
because the thing is they need like a rock monster to stick on the board so they can like resolve like a researcher or resolve a what's the other one? It's Seeker if there's an Adamancipator card on the field. So like they have like a Adamancipator like Dragonite the Crystal. Like if you don't pop it right away on summon, they can literally just extend automatically with a Seeker or like a Researcher, and then you just like go so minus from there. And so like their normal summon is definitely one of the biggest choke points of that deck. And then right here, so this list is now 40.
Like revealable like special it and then just pop it with Trident and then you have the warning to back it up. It's just like insane.
Yeah.
And then so Zoodiac combo. Did you ever use that first effect of Zoodiac combo?
I think I drew it twice. I used it once.
Okay, gotcha.
Pretty sure. It's just like really easy to activate. Again, it's like Dimensional Prison, I guess, but really bad one in that case.
Yeah.
Because you're using a card and then you're still losing your monster.
Yeah, makes sense. And then so like was this card like your fourth part of avarice? Like did you feel that this card was necessary, considering the fact that you already have 3 avarice in the main deck?
Yeah, I think this card is absolutely necessary. Being able to search an avarice to put back the Trident is really important. Like, if I ever needed to side out an extra card, the 3rd avarice would be that extra card.
Okay.
Because I just value being able to search the combo much more than drawing 2 cards.
Gotcha. Nice, man.
So
So going forward, you would what?
Going back to the strike and the warning.
Yep.
Something very important with them is that they stop Nibiru.
Oh, that is true. Yeah. I guess because you can strike the Nibiru, yeah. And then you can warning Nibiru too, right? Because it's a monster effect that would attempt to special summon. So that makes sense.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, guess I'll go into your extra deck. So let's see your extra deck, and then we'll go into the your side deck theory. So extra deck wise, Daikusu Emerald, man.
Yeah. So again, just another copy of Avarice, just in the extra deck.
Yep.
So that basically makes Barrage also an Avarice.
Yep.
So it's like 5 Avarices in my deck.
Right. Did you find yourself? Sorry, did you find yourself going into a lot of grind games where like you needed more avarice and like more combo like emerald to like continue playing and grinding with the opponent?
Needing more, no, but every time I drew one, I used it. So
okay, gotcha. Nice.
Nice. You just want to be able to see them in some way.
Yep. And then so here's the Zodiac lineup. So you went 2 Brobo, 3 Chak, the 1 of Trident. So explain to me your ratios. Oh, and then of course the 3 Mortar. So explain to me like the ratio. Is this like pretty much like standard or?
I think the standard would be 1 bow.
Yep.
But I went with 2 just because I felt it was the best 15th slot at the time.
Yeah.
Because all other Link monsters you can play don't really do anything.
Yeah.
And actually one change that I made when I put in the Monster Reborn was I took out the Emerald for a Hammer Kong.
Oh, okay. So
that was because Emerald in the extra deck just never came up, even though it was come up before, but it was very situational game state where it came up.
Yep.
So I prefer the extra utility of more zoo monsters in my extra deck over being able to shuffle something back like once every 100 games.
Gotcha. Would there be anything else you would change about your Zodiac lineup in the extra deck, or is this like pretty much what you said is good?
What I said is good, yeah.
Okay, sounds good. And so then we go into your links here. So we have the one Daruma doll. So this card has never really seen play much, I guess, except in Lunalight. So did you summon this card quite a bit, or?
Yeah, so this is the card that lets you like pop from dead evenlies if you draw it, dead lightning storms, dead tankies.
Yep.
And then pop it out for one of your opponent's back row.
Yeah.
It's also the only card that lets you add back Trident from like the banished or the grave.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's true. There's also that secondary effect that no one actually really reads. I guess if it destroys a card opponent monster by battle, like during the damage step, you can add back like a Trident. That's actually pretty neat.
Yeah, it is. So like, it also adds back starters for your follow-up turn too. So that's also nice.
Yeah. And then you have gravity control. Did you make this card quite a bit? Because I know like because even though we're in MR5, you could still technically summon XYZs to the extra monster zone, so like to get access to the gravity controller. But did you find yourself going into the gravity controller?
I think I made it once, but I think it's still necessary.
Yeah.
Just because if you ever happen to draw multiple avarices, which even though that's unlikely, it can still happen.
Yep.
You want to have a card in your extra deck that fuels your grave immediately that turn. That way you can swap out one of the avarices.
Yep.
For like an additional 2 different cards, and hopefully those are in.
Right. that makes sense. Yep. And of course, it also lets you out like cards like Avermax, like BLS.
Yeah.
So that card is like insane. And then, bro, the Mega Clops, man. This card is a god card. It literally says auto win against the rock deck. So, you have this card at 1 here. So, how did this card perform, man?
Yeah, that card's actually crazy. Like being under by monster effects, and it can't be destroyed by battle, so Borisor can't even out it.
Yeah.
It's like super nice. And it really was just like game. If I ever like summoned it in general, because I never went for it turn 1.
Yeah.
In the mid game, if I stopped my opponent enough and just had the resources to make it, it was game.
Yeah. So did you ever find yourself needing to make a second Mega Clops ever if they ever outed it? Even because I know you have it at 1 in the extra deck.
No, I didn't. Because again, like you hold it for like the game ender.
Oh, okay.
Like.
It's like the nail in the coffin. It's like, I've been disrupting you, and then now I'm gonna put the the icing on the cake, and here it is, Mega Clops.
Yeah.
Nice. The last card in the extra deck, Mrs. Radiant. Okay, so let me know about this card. How did this card do? Did the attack buff come up? Were you able to like OTK with this card, or?
I was OTK no, but I was able to finish the game.
Yep.
By 100 life points because of it, and plus the tanky boost.
Nice. Right.
Yeah.
That's true too.
So that was.
So now to your side deck. So we have obviously the 3 Dark Ruler no more for those oppressive boards that the combo decks were making. So that's this card is like insane too. So did you draw this card quite a bit as well, or?
Versus the combo matchups. Yes, actually, I did.
That's awesome. But did you find yourself able to like break their board? Because usually they end on like at least 5 monsters, right? So when you dark roll them, like how do you clear the board?
Easy, Mega Clops. So like, let me explain it.
Yeah.
Oh, Zoo is the only deck that turn 1 can put up a big beat stick that also interacts with your opponent's board in Mega Clops.
That's true.
So round 7, I played against a DDD player.
Yep.
And he was comboing off. He used 4 of the 5 cards in his hand.
Yep.
To do the combo, and then he summoned Needle Fiber at some point. So I ashed that.
Yep.
Just because in case he wanted to like wall block me, or if he had anti-spell in his hand, or Imperial Order.
Yeah.
I didn't want to let him just go crazy.
Yeah.
The last card in his hand was called by the bear, so I'm like, alright, now you don't have anti-spell or Imperial Order.
Yeah.
So this tanky plus Dark Ruler is game.
Yeah. All right. Because tanky is like the 1 card Mega Clops, right?
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah. That's insane. Because Mega Clops has that second effect too, where it can like equip a your opponent's card, right, that they control.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Lightning Storm, man. So was this card good? And what matchups did you side Lightning Storm in? Because it's 50-50 against Eldritch, in my opinion.
I feel like the card is insane, specifically in this deck.
Yep.
Because the only card that stops it is tanky.
Yep.
But what I did round 6 against Joshua Oosters was he lowered my Trident. Then I chained my Trident to pop my tanky, because I sided in 3 Storm. So if I drew Storm, I wanted to be able to use it.
Yeah.
And like 100 attack boost wasn't gonna change the game if I didn't draw the Storm.
Right.
Or like some back.
Yep.
So my top deck was Avarice, because I'm nice. And then I shuffled back 4 Zoos and a Crow I used.
Yep.
And I drew the Lightning Storm plus a Crow.
Oh,
so
wow. Nice.
So then I liked it because I didn't have the tanky on board.
Yeah.
And then I just won.
Yeah, no, that's actually the nuts. Yo, that's some big brain play right there, man. Yeah, because I was gonna say, like, I feel like it almost kind of conflicts with like tanky and like barrage, but barrage can like pop itself obviously, but like tanky, I feel like it almost conflicts. But yeah, when you can do like plays like that where like Dryden pop your own tanky, then you're able to like resolve Lightning Storm. That's like super forward thinking of you, so that's like insane too. And then yo,
So-
DDG, man. Yo, this card like haven't really seen play, but so how was this card, man?
Actually don't think I ever drew it.
Okay,
But-
gotcha.
The theory is it and Dimensional Barrier are cards that don't lose to Storm or evenly.
Right.
So my opponent can have either of those, and they'd still just pass turn.
Yeah. That actually makes
So-
sense. Yeah, because you can just chain DDG, and so like, and then you're fine. You're like that card is resolving. Whereas like, if you had a floodgate, like I don't know, summon limit, if you get lightning stormed and you can't protect the summon limit, like that card is just gone. They're just gonna full combo you. Whereas DDG
Yeah.
is like, see you later, man. Let's you can't get 3 Earth in the graveyard if everything's getting banished. So yeah,
Exactly.
it makes sense. And then, oh my god, dude, D barrier, man, what is this? Like this card is nice, but like the fact that you're playing it right now in 2020 is insane. So was this card as good as you predicted, and what was the theory behind D barrier?
Well, D Barrier was really there because I wanted to respect Pendulum in some way.
Okay,
Because even though different Dimension Ground would just banish all their monsters,
yeah,
having D Barrier to just like stop their turn and also negating like established Jackals and Mighty Masters
yeah,
would be really nice.
yeah,
Because an established Jackal is actually really hard to deal with without an extender. So
yeah,
yeah.
that makes sense. Yo, Triff's gonna come for you, man.
Pendulum is free. Every combo deck is free with this deck.
Yo, that's crazy. Anyways, bro, evenly matched. So how did evenly matched do for you? Is this card just the absolute nuts as well?
So evenly match is like in a weird spot because it contradicts my theory of how to deck build or how somebody's supposed to deck build control decks,
Yeah,
which is like every card you draw from the start of the game to whenever you lose or whenever you win should be playable some way.
yeah,
So evenly is not a card that does that,
yeah,
but it breaks boards and it also clears Eldritch cards by
Yeah.
banishing them.
right.
So I felt like I had to play it, even though I don't like the card in control decks.
Yep.
But yeah, it was actually really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I
like a
like it.
necessary evil almost. And then
Yeah.
you have like the one of Trap Trick. So nice, man. Bordo's gonna be pretty happy. Trap Tricks. So Trap Trick, how did this card do for you, bro? Did you end up seeing the one of?
I don't think I ever drew it, but it's basically a fourth copy of Impermanence, a fourth copy of Different Dimension Ground,
Yep.
or the third copy of Dimensional Barrier. So instead of having like 3 DD grounds for the trap deck and then 3 barrier for like other extra deck decks,
Right.
like I could still have the 3D barrier with the trap the trap trick, but I'd also increase my DDG count to 4, so I'll be able to more often too. So that was the idea behind it.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. But yo, man, Adrian, congratulations again on this top cut performance and like a showing. I look forward to seeing you more top cuts for sure and like joining the next LCS. And I guess yeah, man, do you have any shout outs you want to give?
Yeah, shout out to my brother for helping me build this deck like 30 minutes beforehand. Just like quick theory
Yep.
on like some hard issues I had.
Yep.
Then shout out to the Gaming Go and Juliet.
Yep.
Miss Rona doesn't want to let us play Yu-Gi-Oh. So-
Yeah. Unfortunately, man. Unfortunately.
Yeah. Huge shout out to Luxury for hosting tournaments like these.
Yeah, man. Yeah, super excited that you were able to like join us for this weekend, and thank you for taking the time to like spend your weekend with us, honestly. And yeah, bro, congratulations again, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Please comment, like, and subscribe, and let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Your take on this Zoodiac list, and if there's any changes you would like to see, any questions you have about this, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.